What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? This is Johnny. It's my Monday morning, 6:30 a.m. I'm going to be going live one more time today. We got fights midweek. So, like always on the channel, if you're new here, I say welcome. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe. When you tap in, hit a thumbs up. Please like this video. Also, guys, during my live streams, I do lives every day. When you see the boys and the girls commenting and they have stars near their name, they are Johnny Says Boxing VIPs. With that membership, you get access to our professional Discord. It's a private VIP. It's a couple bucks a month. To learn more, click the link that's pinned in the comment section below. You sign up here on YouTube, you get access to the Discord. We got a lot to talk about. I'm actually pulling up results right now of what happened last night in Kyrgyzstan. We were talking about these fights. This was the Lewis Neary card, but I didn't put action on this, and I'm looking at the results. Lewis Neary did exactly he won, but it says technical. I didn't watch these fights. Accidental headbutt in the first minute of round 8 went to the scorecards. Did anybody watch this fight? How did you guys how did you boys see this one going? I'm glad that we had a big week of boxing. We have another big week of boxing ahead. To recap real quick, if you missed our recap live stream last night, we started the week strong in Puerto Rico. We hit spot on with Joshua Pagan beating Malik Montgomery. And then turning the page, there were 2 straight nights of fights in Kyrgyzstan. Night 1 was the card that we hit on, our underdog of the week. We picked Kameda at $2.40 underdog to go in there and beat John Casimero. He did exactly that. And then there was the fight card in the UK. So, and then we had UFC fights. In the Discord, I'm watching right now. The boys are betting on the NFL. There's the NBA started. So in the Discord, it's not just boxing. It's there's NHL in there. I'm sure you guys are gonna want me to start a golf channel. I want to share some news. There's a professional. I share everything with you guys regarding what we do on this channel. I got an email from a professional betting company down here in Australia, and they've obviously been watching what we do here, and they sent me an email. I responded back to them. It was basically, wanting to know if, I want to do any sponsorship with their betting app. So I'm gonna keep you guys posted this week on what that is about. We'll see how they respond to my email. I get requests a lot to do partnerships, and I always say no. The only reason I'm interested in this one because A, it is a betting app, and B, it is local in Australia. So if anything, it might be able to help out some of the bettors in Australia who follow my channel. But to stick to the intro here, I'm pulling up the Lewis Neary fight card, and I'll put it on the screen real quick. Did anybody watch this? So this was the Neary card. Neary fought Sathaporn Sart. And like I said, it was an accidental headbutt. They went to the scorecards, and Neary won. I want to know, how did he look? We didn't get streaming options on this. If anyone saw the Neary fight in the comments section below, I want to know how he looked. And then there were a couple other. Thank God we didn't bet on this fight. Kenneth Lover fought a guy named Luciano Beldor. Of all the odds, this was the fight. Beldor was a 4-1 dog. I told you boys I wasn't chasing. I wasn't going to bet on this card. And yesterday there was like a 1% chance I was going to take the dog. But I went to do my film study on Beldor, and it's exactly what I thought. He ended up getting knocked out in the 4th. So hopefully nobody was chasing their losses and bet on this card. There was another fight that I wanted to talk about that nobody was talking about, and this fight went down in. This was we covered him on the channel. We covered him on the channel 3 months ago, and he fought last night too. Trying to see if he won. And we'll get into the recap of what happened with Wardley. If you guys missed my first stream, we talked about it yesterday. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up these This is the sports bet app. Pedro Tattaron. Pedro Tattaron fought. We last saw Pedro Tattaron in Japan. He fought a guy named Christian Balanon. And I'm getting word that he won. So Pedro Tattaron won. All right, and we're all caught up. So that the weekend came to a close there. As you guys are tapping in, I'm gonna do my what's ups. Let me know how you guys did yesterday. This is us checking in. As you check in, give me a thumbs up. DJ Green in the house. What's good, Jay? A lot of fights this week. Yeah, we got a lot of fights. And DJ's point is this is what we like to do. You know, the channel is evolving and growing together. And 6 months ago, I went from a guy who sort of liked looking at favorites. I've always done film. You guys know me. I've always watched fights since I was a boy. What I've been finding my most value in now regarding betting my money on fights in terms of winning is this point DJ is making. He says there's going to be at least two upsets. How does he know that? DJ, he's looked at the fight schedule. He knows his boxing, and sometimes the odds makers get it wrong. So I want to look at the schedule too and see if I see what DJ sees. Unless in these comment sections he's going to reveal. I don't want you to reveal it. What's up, meme? High interest, yo, Johnny, caught you right on time. My guy, high interest, man. I saw you eating in the Discord again. I saw your back and forth with Boxing Fan. You got high interest. We featured, I don't know if you caught the live, but we featured you and Boxing Fan doing the round robin actually in the Discord, and guys were eating. I need to get on the round robin, man, the combination betting. Preach, DJ Green. DJ knows what time it is. There we go. The boys are getting it in. Here we go. Adu, Johnny, what was Tattaron's method of victory last night? That's what I'm trying to find, mate. I'll find it for you. Pedro Tattaron. I wanted to watch that fight because I enjoy his style. And it looked like it was going to be a barn burner, too. We'll see. His box rec isn't updated. It's still, one of the betting apps finalized the bout, and all it says is Tattaron won, but the box rec hasn't updated it. Poi Pound, Floyd Schofield pulled out. I saw that, mate. That kind of bums me out. I felt like Floyd Schofield versus JoJo. We just saw JoJo with Regis, and we learned a couple things. JoJo looks motivated. You know what I'm saying? He said all the right things, even though he lost. Regis, his punch resistance is totally gone. Every time JoJo would land, Regis was on wobbly legs. And then we saw Floyd last against Tevin, and I really wanted to see this fight. I feel like this would have been a fun fight while it lasted. And I felt like there's a lot of money that was left on the table when this one pulled out. Vargas, what's up, my man? Watching Parker fight was exciting as hell. Aspinall fight letdown. Yeah, so I've rewatched the Parker fight. I got to be honest with you, Vargas. Dude, I think it's time everybody kind of gives the flowers to Fabio. And Joe, I've always respected Joe. Joe was always in my, favorite heavyweights to watch. There's nothing Parker did that surprised me. He fought exactly how, people who watch his career expect him to fight. Maybe the weight was an issue. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that extra 20 pounds. If I haven't heard him speak on it. I haven't heard his coach speak on it and Andy Lee. But when I'm looking at, being Monday morning quarterback and trying to dissect what happened on both ends, both guys really did what we thought they were going to do. I wish somebody would find the clip of me last week talking about Fabio Wardley's path to victory. And it was all about Fabio Wardley will handle Parker if he takes all of these lessons that he learned in fighting Justice Hooney and applies them with Parker. And guys, that Fabio Wardley did that. I mean, because I think there's an argument to be made that Joseph Parker struggled more with Wardley than Hooney did. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that Hooney would beat Parker. That's a testament to Fabio Wardley's work ethic. You could see the hours and hours he's put in the gym. And mate, at 30 years old, dude, is there a more, is there a more kind of like, what's the word? I think the heavyweight division needs a guy like Fabio Wardley, because from here on out, until we see him, get stopped, get knocked down, people are going to be tuning in. I think Fabio Wardley, for this era of heavyweights, is there any other more exciting, must-see TV Fabio Wardley. I mean, for what he brings to the table, that threat he brings to the table, he's more athletic than people I think want to talk about. He actually boxed better than people thought he would yesterday. His punch selection, his combinations, and I had two bets working. I had Joe Parker by decision, and then I had Fabio Wardley by stoppage. But my stats don't lie video, I told you, I was all in on Parker. I thought he was going to get it done. If you drop the link, oh yeah, I'm going to, Heinz. I'll do that right now. Good reminder. I forgot to drop the link in the Discord. So I'm gonna, all you Discordians, JSB insiders, what I'm gonna do is drop the link in the Discord if anybody wants to pop on. We're about 10 minutes in. I'm gonna go on a little bit more of a rant for about 20 minutes, guys, and then I'll let you guys jump on from the 30-minute mark onwards. And I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Link for anyone to hop on. I'm live now. So if anybody takes me up on this, high interest, I'm going to have you in the waiting room for about another 15 minutes just so I get caught up with everybody. If Parker would have came out lighter, he might not have been so tired. He was more gassed. Yeah, I agree, brother. JP Farley, what's up, bud? Hopefully Wardley will get a legit stoppage and not bring his bodyguard to the next. Mate, I can't argue with that. I'm not happy about the stoppage. I'll pull up some of the highlights in a second. I cashed out perfect time. I should have kept my Fabio bet up. See, guys, for everybody who's because there's multiple different types of personalities who follow my content. The boxing true blue fan like myself, the person who for entertainment puts a little sprinkle in all these fights, making a living off of betting, people in the Discord who are in there for the boxing community. There's all different levels, right? But DJ is bringing up a good point of this guy. I mean, for the lack of better terms, he's what I call a wise, W-I-S-E, a wise better. To be able to know when to pull the trigger, when you have a parlay working and your betting app allows you to either cash out. Some betting apps won't allow that. I think down here in Australia, as long as your parlay has money line bets, I think they'll let you cash out. The minute you start getting sort of method of victory on parlays, I think they lock it. But a skill in being able to bet is also being able to see the trend of a fight evolving in real time, knowing like, oh shit, this fight's trending this way. I'm happy with this ticket. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to cash out. Sometimes it works for us. Sometimes it doesn't. The funny thing is, when we get pissed when we leave money on the table. I don't know DJ's bet. Let's say DJ bet 100 to win 1,000, and let's say it was a 4-leg, and 3 of the legs came in, and he's waiting for this Fabio fight to conclude. And let's say it's the 4th round. Because the 4th round, my live betting had Fabio way down. Even though he had a big second round, the live betting numbers had Fabio way down. Parker was the favorite 4 rounds in. Let's say DJ, $100 to win 1,000. His first 3 came in, and he's like, his app is showing, cash out now to get 450, right? And he cashes out to get 450, thinking that the fight was going to result in a different type of way. And then it goes his way, and then he left 550 on the table. That pisses a gambler off equally as much as a loss, by the way. At least I've seen it. I've known some guys, when they've left money on the table, they get salty like it's a loss. And I always have to remind them, like, bro, you still banked money, mate. That's still a return. So it's an interesting game we have to play, and it's a skill all in itself. I'm not wagering a lot to be salty when I leave money on the table. So I'm generally a guy that's just gonna riverboat casino, a riverboat gambler sort of thing. If you that analogy would be like, I'm just gonna leave it in, like fuck it, we're just gonna die with the ticket. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm betting like thousands on tickets and I see like a potential 3 times, 4 times return to cash out, who knows? I will probably have a little bit different of a strategy. Perro fighting this weekend against Thompson at heavyweight. Yeah, these Perro brothers, people are getting a lot of hype right now, man. And guys, this is not Liam Paro from Australia. These are 2 brothers, P-E-R-O. I don't think the average boxing fan knows about them. Google them, but yeah, they are fighting. Know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. Do you guys remember the Wyclef John it was either Wyclef or Praz, and they did that remix in like 2000 with Kenny Rogers, because the OG gambler is Kenny Rogers. But then I don't think it was the entire Fugees group. It might have been I think it was just Wyclef John. He did the hip hop version. It's pretty good, and he added like a dun 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 dun. He added like a almost like a rock vibe to the Rogers remix. But if you don't know, now you know. Pancho V, I think that the stoppage was fair. Parker's eyes were glossy. His legs were weak. Let's play that real quick. Let's play that real quick. I'm gonna let's see what time. Let's see. I have the stoppage up. So guys, this is a question. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I don't post a lot, but I have a following. I have about 42,000 people on my Instagram. I built it up over the last decade for my fitness coaching. I don't post on my wall much, but I use my story as sort of like a 24/7 boxing ticker, like a news ticker. If I was a technological guy, one of the things I would want to invent for our Discord would be a sort of 24/7 news ticker for just boxing. So I don't have that, but I use my story for that. So if ever you want to pop in to see the up-to-date what's going on in boxing, follow me on Instagram. Be like, hey, Johnny, it's so-and-so from YouTube. I'll follow you back. But I asked the question to the boys, who handled Wardley better, Justice Hooney or Joe Parker? And I'll be releasing these results today. Last night when I went to bed, it was 50-50. So the results were kind of surprising. I want to play I'm going to play that sequence for you. Some of the boys hit huge yesterday. Like I had these are meant so I also post the winnings. You guys already know if I lose because I give you all my picks. Okay, I'm gonna press pause real quick. So I do wanna say something about this. So I posted this a little bit out of impulse, right? I was salty. I'm confessing to you, I was salty, and when I posted it, you know, I was just salty that the ref stopped it, especially after we saw the ref stopping with the quick count versus Justice Hooney, and I was just compartmentalizing, like, Jesus Christ, man, why? How come every time Fabio fights these heavyweights, we have like some sort of element of controversy, which takes away from the actual fight? Because the Justice Hooney performance, I felt like he deserved a longer count. And this was a goddamn war. This is one of the best fights I've seen this year. Both men fought really admirably. So when I posted this, I was kind of salty. I rewatched the fight. What you're not going to see in this highlight is the 30 seconds before. Fabio Wardley, right before the stoppage, threw like at least 20, you know, maybe 30, and they weren't all landing, but it was what do the old boxers used to call it? A salvo. You know, a salvo is a term for like it's a military term for a you know an onslaught of bullets, an onslaught of ammunition. A salvo, right? Salvo, salvo. Wardley had thrown like a salvo of punches, right? And I only show you the last. I show you the uppercut, which doesn't land. So it's a six. It's a classic 6-3-2 combo, right? The uppercut doesn't land. The hook, Wardley, you know, he it kind of does catch him. The hook does. Parker is cognizant enough to have his guard here, but it catches around the guard, and then the straight right, um, Parker slips here and it grazes him. So I'll play that for you. Watch the uppercut. I think it already. So that one grazed and he stops it. There's a better angle. Oh yeah, this is me slowing it. So you're gonna see a repeated slow down version. Watch. Slow down, slow down. I did this right there. That doesn't land. That uppercut doesn't land. And the ref is waiting to stop it. But what you don't see here is before this. And I should have, look, that doesn't land. It grazes. That right hand does. Not flush though. Fair. This fight, Fabio Parker, 11th round stoppage. I had him down on the card 7-3. Here's the stoppage. Let me know what you think. That's the left hook. That one gets past the guard, kind of grazes. Parker's cognizant the entire time, though. Kind of rolls with the punch. It lands, but he's still there. The ref is like, I'm about to stop this joint. The ref is like, yep, watch. I'm about to stop this joint. Wardley throws a straight right there. You see it glances on Parker's guard, kind of grazes him. The ref was like, yep, I'm stopping this joint. And he jumps in and stops the action. And what was it? And remember, if you took Parker like me and your parlay got dusted due to that bad call, remember, it's still good. Still goes. By the way, I don't know his name on Instagram, but if you're not following that dude, you're missing out. There is a hood storyteller out of New York. That dude, still good. His stories are insane. Yeah, none of them were landing. They were kind of grazing, right? It was kind of like, Makey crazy bad stoppage money. That money stoppage. That's that Frank Warren special. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's looking like to me. It's looking to me like it's the Frank Warren special. So this is enthusiastic boxing Ty. I think that's Ty Fearon, who's a VIP. This is one of the boys on the gram who's in our Discord. He won 7,700. This is another one of the boys. He won 6,800. These are messages I get on Instagram. So guys, with my breakdowns, I think you guys know if you've been on the channel, is that throughout fight week when we have big fights, I obviously on my stats and live videos I give you my prediction, money line prediction, but throughout the week during our live streams, we'll go over path to victory for both guys, for both fighters, whoever's fighting. And this was the live stream I did October 23rd, and this was when the path to victory of Fabio to win by knockout. And I said, and this is important here. This is an important point here. People in the Discord and people on social media posting their tickets, the ones who took Fabio Wardley by knockout, posting their ticket. I told you, motherfucker, I'm a beast. I'm the best sports sharp betting cat out here. I told y'all, motherfucker. And I'm like, bro, that's fine. But if you're just betting the dog who's a knockout artist and then he wins and you put your bet in based on just the odds and didn't tell us how it was going to play out, then what are you bragging about? This video you can find, this was when we talked about what the only way Fabio was going to get it done. And I thought to myself at the time, he was going to have to take the lessons he learned from the Hooney fight, and he was going to have to box Parker better, and he was going to have to show Parker that he wasn't just a puncher. And that's exactly what he did. Now, did I think he was going to be able to do that? No. Did I take in consideration the referee? No, but boxing shit happens. You know what I mean? So, oh well, we'll move on. It was a fun fight. Usyk is undisputed heavyweight champion of the UK. Lame celebrating a pick right via and JP, this is what I'm talking about. Look, and I'm glad you get my point. You know, I'm not hating because we have a very educated chat. We have a very educated Discord group. Like, I don't always get it right. Nobody always gets it right, but if I'm going to give credit when credit's due, I want to see a plan of attack. I want to see a method of victory. I want to see receipts. I want to see why you said this. I want to see if things went to game plan. I want to see your film study. You know what I'm saying? I don't just want to see your ticket. Winning tickets aren't impressive to me. I like people who will. There's a guy. I'm not going to put him on blast. There's a guy. He literally during his predictions will say, "You know what? I got a hunch." I don't know if this is an old timer thing because I've seen guys older than me, so their boxing knowledge is more expansive because they're older than me. And I've seen on YouTube multiple times, they'll just straight up go, yo, I'm going to take him because I got a hunch. I'm like, bitch, you got a hunch, so I'm going to just bet my money on your hunch. What are you going to, read my horoscope, homie? You going to tell me that I'm going to win the lottery? So that sort of thing. And JP, you get my point. I'm gonna bring. So we got high interest coming on. If you guys are in the Discord, you'll know high interest. He was on the show last week. Him and I and a boxing fan were chatting about round robin. I'm gonna bring him onto the stage right now. How is it that lame we won? You guys lost. How is it that lame we won? You guys. Yeah, right. Uh, talking about a hunch. All right, high interest. You're coming on, big dog.
Yes, sir.
And
Johnny,
we're yo
brother.
hi. What up, big fella? How about, could you
Hi,
just tilt
what's
your
up,
phone?
brother? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We just need you to
Yes.
tilt your screen.
Just tilt my screen.
Yeah, you're kind of vertical. We need you to go perfect. Now
Yes,
we're
sir.
good.
Yes, sir, brother.
How so I'm gonna type so how'd the weekend go for you?
Um, I picked Fabio for the knockout, but
You
I
did
added his juice to something else, so it didn't go. It didn't go
up
for me, man.
so you added it part of a parlay.
Yeah, I added a part of a parlay because I felt it, right, brother. But you know what I told you? I'm like, I feel like it can go both ways. If I feel like Parker can outbox him, but I do feel like the knockout for Fabio is there. You know what I mean? I called it.
Yeah, so you know what's interesting about I mean what before I give my point, what was the odd would you Fabio by knockout was what 4-1?
Yeah, 4-1.
Okay. Okay, so this is a point. This was a point I made last week on a mistake I had made the week before. I went under and pick it, and two of them hit, one lost, so I lose. And I was like, from here on out, I'm not parlaying any method of victory, big odds. I'm not doing any. You know what I mean? Because the 4-1 money back on Fabio by itself
Was
is a
good.
nice hit.
Yeah, it
Yeah, but
was.
we try to get greedy, don't we?
I questioned it though, brother. I did, even though I felt it could happen. I
Yep.
questioned it. I did, and then in the A, let me tell you some real shit. When I was watching the fight, I probably would have cashed out because Fabio was getting his ass whooped.
I mean,
Getting that ass whooped, brother.
and I mean, who was it on the live chat that just said this? It was either Rando or I'm reading through the DJ Green that said the same thing. DJ cashed out. I think he went the other way though. I think he was on Fabio and cashed out, and then Fabio came back and won.
Wow. So he would have
Yeah,
fucking he would have got paid. That's crazy.
I know a lot of the boys did. How do you got anything working right now? I'll pull up the Discord. Do you got anything working right now in the NFL?
Yeah, I got football working right now.
Man, so let me ask you something. When you're doing your do you you do well with like the
I was
long.
gonna go to it, but when I backed out, it fucking did something to my sound.
Okay, could you hear me now? Because I get you sound good. We can hear you.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you now.
Okay, so maybe you have to do something on the audio on your end because I we could hear you.
Hold on. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
go back and come back.
yeah, come
I can't
yeah,
hear
come
shit
back
now.
in. Okay, but guys, so what we're talking about is let me try to expand this real quick. All right, so lashed out early rounds, but he was winning. Wish better more on Fabio. And this is and with Vic. What's up, Vic? What Vic is saying here is kind of like all of our. This always happens to us, right? Whenever we win, I'm gonna add you real quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Vic is saying he wished he would have put more money. He thought Parker was going to win. This is what we always do whenever we win. We always wish we would have wagered more, right? But
Yeah.
so what my question before the audio was going off was about your strategy with the NFL. Like because I'll do like two touchdown scores, maybe three, and that's it. And I'm like maybe 50% I'll hit. What's your strategy on that?
What's my strategy on that? Well, my strategy, brother, is my brothers. They put me up on the NFL bets, my brothers. So when they put me up on, sorry, brother, when they put me up on the NFL bets, you know what I'm saying? I come put the Discord up on them, but I don't have a real strategy for the NFL bets, brother. I just take my brother bets, and he was an aspiring football guy. You know what I'm saying? So he got good
Okay.
picks, and that's I just
Okay.
dropped those picks.
Okay, so I guess are you just picking winners like teams to win? Are you picking the spread? Are you picking people to score touchdowns? Are you
No, no,
doing like
no.
Okay.
Did he pick? He picked games. He told me his method. He picked games that he liked. He only picked games that he liked. And what he said something about
Yep.
why was the other reason he picked certain? He picked games that he know and players that he like not players that he like, but players that he familiar with, so he kind of know what's gonna happen in the game. That's what he do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I'm
don't
kind
just
of
go for every game.
see. I only had the only action I had was Jamar Chase to score a touchdown, and I'm looking, and they're up 38-32 right now at the 2 minute warning against the Jets,
Uh
and
huh.
he didn't score a touchdown.
Man, that's crazy. That is
See,
crazy.
but see, this is why like I always tell people on the chat is that if you're not having fun doing anything, don't do it. Like I'm not gonna be gambling to get rich. It's more entertainment. But
Absolutely, brother.
have
Absolutely.
you have you had a chance to look at the upcoming boxing schedule?
No, I haven't had the chance to see it yet, but I plan on going to go check it out. And this is what I do, Johnny.
Yep.
I look at what you know, I always watch what you put out there as far as like, information on the fighters and fights that you got coming up. I need to get that sports bet app you got too, brother. I'm missing out on money because that fucking app got fights that DraftKings don't got. I need to get
Okay.
sports bet app, real
Okay.
talk.
So the thing about it is though that this app I don't think this app is going to be offered outside of Australia, but
Mm.
depending on where you are, we do have one that's international, Bet365. Do you have that one?
I got bet 365, but I still don't see the fights that you be premiering,
That's
brother.
okay, that's interesting. That's it. I think maybe it's a like a topographical thing though, then with certain fights because we're in, Australia is basically Asia. I think maybe that's why sometimes we get opportunities to bet on some of these obscure like fights in like the Philippines or even fights in Japan that a lot of people. I think it was TJ in the Discord when I put up that three leg that hit from
Yeah.
Kyrgyzstan. He said you guys weren't even getting options to take those fights.
No, I
So
wasn't. I wasn't.
it might just be one of those things. Let's see what some of the boys are saying. Will says was obvious it would be a British ref. Did you think the stoppage was premature with Wardley?
Me, brother,
Yeah.
100%. You didn't even knock him down. You didn't knock him down. No standing eight count. And I seen points of the fight to where if you gonna stop it because of what was happening to motherfucking Parker, you could have stopped it because of what was happening to Honey. I seen that. I mean, what was happening to Warley. I seen at least 7, 8 unanswered right hands hit that man's face. Like, if you're gonna stop it for this, you can stop it for that shit. So
And
for
and,
me,
and
you know what I'm saying? I was laughing like a motherfucker when I seen your video, Johnny say, "I'm gonna stop this joint."
yeah, that's what
I was crying laughing.
tell me he wasn't doing that. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
did. He took
That
11, Johnny. He took round 11. The ref took
that
round 11. Stop
that
that
that's
shit.
that's what it felt like when you're a kid in the schoolyard and like no one jump in, no one jump in, and you see that one of your mates is trying to like get close. You're like, nah, you ain't jumping in, man. Stay out. That
Real
that's
talk.
what that's what the ref reminded me of. Let's see it. I'm gonna play it again
Go
because
ahead, brother.
what I'm gonna play without the sound because I don't want to get I don't want to get a disclaimer, but it'll come up. It's me talking about it. But you just knew it was going to happen, man. Especially since we saw what happened with Hooney. I was like, I can't believe this is going to go down the same exact thing.
Wow.
He's gonna jump in. So there, I guess this ref. I had it. Here we go. Here we go. Look, these are arm punches, by the way, guys. If like both guys are exhausted. It's not like he's sitting on these. He's just arm punching like this. You know what I'm saying? And nothing is really look at the ref just acting shady. What are you
And
doing
Parker
there?
Parker
And
had been in more
and look
trouble than this in other fights, brother, and they didn't stop it.
and
Way more
and
trouble.
look at the perspective. The ref had a perfect perspective to see that Parker was rolling with those shots. His eyes weren't closed. They weren't rolling. No, there were none of those shots happening. You know what I'm saying? It was all here, here, here. He was using the ropes.
Uh-huh.
It was insane. It's just salty. Do you see this guy on Instagram? Have you followed
Yeah,
this guy?
that guy had me cracking up laughing. It's still good.
Dude, his content is insane. The stories he talks about.
That shit is
um,
crazy.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. So while we're here, I'm gonna go over. Let's take a look at something else real quick. Okay, what do you now? You told you said just off jump that you'll watch what I put out, and you're in you do your film study.
Yes, I
What
do.
do you
Absolutely.
think? So 24 hours before the fight, I'm watching like the ring, and they're doing their stances. This is Kellerman. This is Coppinger, Shady McCoy, who played running back for the Eagles, and then the only real fighter there is Chris Arreola, who former Mexican heavyweight. Now,
Uh,
when you hear guys taking all the same stance against one guy, do you ever tell yourself, because I asked the group, I go, everybody's taking Parker, these guys. I don't hold much credence to what they're saying, but I think people are sleeping on Fabio. When you see something like this happen, what goes through your head?
Man, when I see them talking about it, I really just like I overlook what they saying, brother, and I just go off what I really see myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I really just overlooked that shit that they was talking about, brother. I feel like Max Kellerman, that's Turkey Boy. What's the other one?
Yeah,
Max, they all Turkey boys,
they,
really, at this
they
point. And that's another reason why I think the fight, got called the way it did. The fucking Matchroom dude, what's
or Frank
the
Warren,
Frank Warren.
Queensberry,
Yeah,
Queensberry.
Queensberry,
Yeah,
Queensberry. Yeah, that's Matchroom. Okay, the
no,
Queensberry dude, brother. The fix was in. I gotta say the fix in because ain't Fabio. That's his fighter, right?
yep. So that's
This
that
guy
that he's a
had
quick.
this guy had like six heavyweights on the stage promoting him. Like he putting a lot of money into those heavyweights and into those fights, bro. So he pushing Fabio. He feeling like Fabio can probably, I don't know, I don't know what he think. Like big, like creating this fake monster. When he get in there with Usyk, he gonna get fucked up. I don't know why
See
would
that.
you try to make him a fake monster? Like he gotta really earn what he doing. Because when you take
See
him to
that.
the highest level, he gonna drown for sure.
See that's and that has for all the boys commenting on this. Will DJ this JP this is something that's had to cross all of our minds, but I didn't speak it out loud. Is like behind this is the manufacturing. If you're going to be on the side that the Hooney count was short, which I'm posting a video today, and what I've done is I've posted, and they're not connected. The only connection is the opposite contrast of how long the count is. On one screen, you're going to see Navarrete versus Liam Wilson. The knockdown, I think, in the second, it was a 27 count, by the way, 27. And then you're going to see the count Hooney versus Wardley. If you want to be liberal about it, 8 seconds max, and then they called it. And we've seen this in boxing. I mean, Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. People forget about that count. The
Yeah,
the, the when Douglas got dropped early, that was a long count. And then when Tyson got dropped and he's reaching for his mouthpiece, he's knocked out, still trying to put his mouth guard in.
they
Some
called
could
it.
say that. Some could. So we've known historically the
And
ref
you know how
does have
much
a
money?
position of
You know how
power.
much money the bookies probably made for Tyson to lose to fucking that guy back in the fucking
40,
90s?
40 to 1. The odds in Tokyo, Japan were 40 to 1 on Douglas to win. Dude, think about that. So
Yeah.
somebody people definitely got rich. And I think the only way to see through this, and I think the only way to wow, the Jets just beat the Bengals. Insane.
Wow.
I know Gary from 3D Boxing's happy because he's a Jets fan. Um, the only way to see through this is if one day in a perfect world we had complete transparency. Like and there's no way to do this, but like, does the ref have action on it? Because everybody has action on it. Like,
Yeah.
who are the judges? What's their action? Um, so I don't know how to fix
But
it.
with all the ways to bet now, brother, that's gonna be impossible because you can give the action to somebody else that gave the action to somebody else and let them place the bet. You know what I mean? So
What do you think
you
about this? What do you think about this potential matchup?
I think I think that the boys whoops this man ass unless he like it's the same
Oh,
thing. It's the same
okay.
same type of thing. You know what I mean? And I think the boys got a better chance because he a matchroom fighter too. So they not gonna probably have a fix in for the boys. So if Fabio got to
No,
really beat him.
no. So here's what's happened. Frank Warren runs Queensberry Promotions. Eddie Hearn runs Matchup. These are two separate
Okay,
promotions,
okay,
by the way.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But but
Okay.
but they literally have the UK scene cut in half, right? And then
Yeah.
and then there you and then you have Boxer, which was I think Ben Shalom. I think it's called Boxer. Ben Shalom's another small, younger buck trying to come up in the game in the
Hmm.
UK. So, but I don't know if this is going to happen. I just wanted to hear the boys. I mean, are they real? Maybe do you think Usyk? They're going to give Wardley an opportunity to fight Usyk? Does Usyk take that fight? Is that the fight Usyk really wants? So I don't have these answers.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's a damn easy fight for Usyk. Super easy. He not knocking Usyk out. Usyk got a fucking chin, and then even that Usyk gonna be moving. Usyk gonna jab box him to death, bro.
Yep.
Usyk
Okay.
is all bad for him.
And then this one, who handled Wardley better in your opinion, Hooney or Parker?
Oh, who handled worldly? Oh shit. I'm gonna have to if he never knocked Hooney out, I'm giving it to Hooney.
See, but he knocked Parker out too though.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. I feel like Hootie was boxing better. It was. I'm gonna
Say,
tell you.
isn't that so? This is why I put this up, and I'm gonna release the results later. I agree, and now the reason why that's interesting is because I Hooney's not a better boxer than Parker, but I think this is a testament to how Fabio has leveled up after fighting Hooney for 10 or 11 rounds because he boxed. I mean, he wasn't just punching Parker. He was changing up his combinations.
White
Um,
pepper in his ass, brother.
yeah, so I think we watched a Fabio Wardley who leveled up because of that, and DJ says it says a lot about Hooney, and this is a fighter that nobody talks about. Hooney is fighting in Australia against one of his, I think, amateur rivals, a guy who's not a household name even here in Australia, but people were so quick to ordain the young kid Moses Ituama. I'm like, I think Hooney would give Ituama a lot of issues. What do you think about that matchup?
Oh shit.
How do you
You
rate
get-
how do you rate Moses? Are you high on Moses?
yeah, I'm high on Moses. I'm high on Moses, but I think
Okay.
I haven't seen Moses really mixing it up to really know if Moses can go the distance, if Moses is gonna get tired. Like if I feel like if Hooney got to deal with if Moses can stay the same Moses that I see, yeah, that's gonna be some shit, brother. I was have to give it to Moses for the power because if you let Wardley do that to you, Moses got power too. Now Moses might, if get you too, and Moses will have a better opportunity to hit you because he got better boxing skills than Wardley. So if you put Moses versus Hooney, I think it's a more closer matchup. Even though it's crazy to say, Wardley, and I feel like Wardley and Hooney was not as close, but I guess Warley showed me like motherfuckers, hey, fuck close. I got this equalizer shit going on. But as far as my boy them, yeah, I'm gonna have to Moses and Hooney. Shit, Johnny. Oh man, who I'm taking?
It's a
Shit.
tough one.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, who knows if we'll ever get to see it. It's just I think with the heavyweight landscape, obviously we're having sort of like this changing of the guard. There's some young fighters. You got
Um,
Joshua Edwards in America, who's still under I think 6 pro fights.
yeah.
You got Kiki Torres in America, trying to like have this American heavyweight renaissance. We need more names in
We
America.
need that shit, brother.
Yeah, I know. I know. We need more names. I put up a question real quick for the chat. We're 45 minutes in. The reason why, there's a lot of big fights coming up. The reason why I referenced this fight is because we spoke about 20 minutes earlier looking for upsets. Somebody said, I think it was DJ, this upcoming weekend there's a couple upsets, basically odds. Have you done your tape yet on Nick Flaz versus
Devontae
Tiger?
Johnson.
This goes on in a couple weeks though. Nick Flaz is a Puerto Rican fighter. Tiger Johnson, undefeated amateur from Ohio. We just saw Tiger.
Yeah.
He's Olympian, and right now Nick Flaz is a little bit more than a 2-1 underdog. Have you taped this or no?
Um, no, I haven't had a chance to really go. I'm gonna have to go check this one out, Johnny.
It's a
I like Tiger. I really don't know too much about Flag.
okay.
Um,
S-
Flash,
s-
that's his name, Flash.
Nick Flaz, yeah. So this is then for everyone in the chat who isn't aware of this fight. I say to you, tape this, and then I think coming up with the odds. I'm not Nick Flaz is 2-1 right now. I think there's good money on this fight. I'm not saying I'm picking him to beat Tiger. It's just one of those fights to put an asterisk by for the next few weeks. I'm just kind of catching
Yeah,
everybody up on some fights to look forward to.
yeah, because I'm gonna go
And
check it
then
out though. But yeah, him beating Tiger, and he undefeated right now. He undefeated right now too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he gonna have to
Yep.
take that win.
So you're gonna have Nick Flies. You're gonna have an aggressive, front-footed, charismatic, flashy Puerto Rican puncher versus Tiger Johnson, disciplined. He's gonna use the whole ring, sharp reflexes, good jab counter boxer. It's a good matchup. It's a fun matchup. I'm just interested to see in the chat how they where they think the money's coming in because, like I said, Flies currently is We'll just pull the odds up real quick. Ever since that fight got called, I've had it. I've had it sort of asterisk.
If he heavy front foot though, Johnny, then that should be a bad style matchup already out the gate for my man.
For Tiger. See,
Yeah.
the thing is with Tiger though, this will be his, I think, second fight at 147. This will be his third fight at 47. His first fight, I think he stopped Castaneda at 47. He just fought again. He won a decision. And the knock on Tiger at 40 was like his style's too much like the amateur. He's not sitting on his shots. He doesn't have power. So he goes up a weight class, and there's a lot of promise about him, especially if he could add power. And I think Nick Flaz is going to give him the opportunity to
To
showcase
show
if
something.
here
Yep.
here we go. So these are the current odds. Yeah, right now 100 on Flaz gets you your money back plus 140. Tiger, 164. These odds, what I'm predicting, we still have a couple weeks until this fight. This is November 8th on the undercard of Haney. I think this is on Haney, Brian Norman Jr., if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Haney and Norman.
Um, I think this is going to be closer to a 50. I think the odds are going to even them
Who you
up.
taking, Johnny? I know who you taking. You ride with Norman. You ride with Norman.
On Norman versus Haney.
Yeah.
Let Right now, I mean, it's look. I'm not buying into everybody saying that Brian Norman Jr. is that much worse of a boxer.
Hey, stop,
Brian
cat.
Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. is a good body. He has good feet. He has good speed. He has good power. He has the mental edge. Who are you rolling with?
Oh shit! I'm rolling with Brian Norman, brother. Hey,
Yes.
I think Haney is with that. Hey, look, Haney's a fucking savage, bro. I don't care what people say about Haney. I watch Haney go through some adversity. I watch Haney fight basically everybody but Shakur Stevenson. He ducked Shakur, but you know what I mean. Haney, I feel like Haney is the savage, but I do feel like if Norman catch Haney, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, brother. It's a wrap. It's a
Let's see
wrap.
where the let's
He
see where the
not.
odds. So right now, guys, we're looking at the odds of Brian Norman Jr. Oh, my bad. That Tiger Johnson card is 2 weeks before this card. This card's November 23rd. Tiger's
Oh, okay.
fighting Flaz. Tiger's
Well, we
fighting
can talk
Flaz
about
November
Tiger
8th.
first. Then I thought this was coming up around the
No,
same thing.
no. This is good. I misspoke. So right now, Brian Norman Jr. is $1.83 favorite. Devin's $2. It's basically a 50-50 even with the money right now.
Mm.
On the money line. Look at those odds. So Norman Jr. by knockout $3. Devin Haney on points $2.45. It's tough. It's tough for me to get past the psychological sort of scarring, especially when you watched Devin's game plan against Ramirez. If you guys watched the Madison Square or the Times Square card, and granted Ramirez is a former world champion, but I mean Devin did good things in that fight. His speed was on point. His reflexes were there. He didn't lose any of that. The thing about
Yeah.
this is Brian is gonna he has the skills to cut that ring off. He's gonna force Haney to punch with him. We'll see. It's
Yeah,
an interesting it's an interesting matchup, man.
absolutely. And what I really think is that I think that Brian Norman. It's the same. It's the same shit I was telling you with Fabio. I don't see no other way for Brian Norman to win that fight besides knockout. I don't see him outboxing Haney, brother. I really don't. I see him knocking Haney the fuck out, and I can see Haney pit patting running the whole fight, trying to keep the distance from him, and but I just feel like if you try to keep the distance from him with Brian Norman being explosive and he got a quick first step, he quick it's quick enough to catch you. So if he slip up, not even slip up, I feel like Brian Norman got a way better chance for running Haney into something and getting him out of there. And I'm going straight knockout with Norman. I'm going straight
Yeah,
knockout. I wouldn't even bet the money line, brother. I'm going straight knockout
I
for
think
real.
I think I think that's the move. I mean, people Brian Norman Jr. Look, guys, we know how what's the word I'm looking for? The boxing fandom. We know how tribal the boxing fandom could be, but also dogmatic, right? It's real. the overall zeitgeist of boxing fans is always really hesitant, even when a young kid like Norman, who's 24, who's a world champion. Before Xander, he was the youngest world champion. After people were still going to doubt him, right? This is just how the fan base goes. People are still going to doubt him, and that's just going to be the narrative until they stop doubting. They doubted Bud up until the Errol Spence fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bud was the one who was. So you know my point. This is not a new thing.
I had Bud
And
in the Smith fight, brother.
I took Bud in you know I was a bigger EJ fan in terms of like who like as a boxing fan I like, you know, it's very rare we get to see like a marauding southpaw who's sort of like marketable, and like I was a fan of EJ in the amateurs as well, but I took Bud too in
Yeah.
my breakdown.
I,
But
I love EJ. I love
yeah,
EJ, but I seen what I told you about, brother. I seen the breakdown with Bud, and then I went to
yeah,
the box rec, and I was seeing everything from the hit to not get hit ratio. I'm like, man, bro. But ain't nobody gave Bud no trouble, bro. I see Sean Porter, and I use Sean Porter. When I see Sean Porter basically fight for like 6 rounds and not get one fucking punch, but with him and Earl Spence, that was a close fight. I said, oh
yeah,
yes, he's not finna beat Bud. He's not beating
yeah.
Bud. When Bud get in the ring with him, Bud took it easy with, bro. Bud's the only person I know getting a professional fight and take it easy, but make it look like a fight. He took it easy with Sean, bro. Think about Bud and Sean, and think about Bud and Earl. He fucking pressed the gas on Earl in the beginning, bro.
He did. No, he definitely did. And the thing about what I thought was so masterful about Crawford, you know, especially what we just saw with Canelo, was, you know, how he strategically implemented the game plan against EJ. Was totally different. He was front foot right off the jump. He was like, I'm not going to let this dude bully me. I'm going to punch with you right off the jump, and we're just going to see if you can take my power. And that was impressive to see. You know, when he fought Madrimov, it was a totally different matchup. First fight at 54. So a lot of people were like, you know, that was an exciting fight. Madrimov was what, 10, 11 and 0. He was the world champion at 54.
Yeah,
Awkward ass style, moving around, feint. Madrimov, so many feints. It was just an awkward thing to deal with. I still had Bud 8-4, maybe if I wanted to be nice
with
7-5, but there was no robbery. Bud handled Madrimov how he needed to do it. What I was impressed with Bud against Canelo, and I talked about this, was around the fourth, fifth round. That the end of the round happens. Crawford lands a shot on Canelo. He looks at him, and then from that moment forward, Bud stood his ground in the middle. And then there's that shot that's like the God's eye camera. I think of the seventh when they're standing there in the pocket, and Crawford is down low, and he's catching and seeing everything from Canelo, and he's
yeah,
countering him, and it's just like this 20-second exchange of complete mastery from Crawford. And I'm like,
yeah,
Pete,
bro.
this dude is like a savant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's painting a picture.
Yeah, he was
But yeah,
dangerous with him, bro. Like he Canelo block low, he hit him here, make him go down and hit him. Canelo
yeah,
block high, he hit him low, make him block low, hit him. I'm like, wow, he just fucking him up, bro. It's just too much. And you see Canelo getting frustrated, like, man, this dude, this dude is just doing it again. He didn't hit me again. He didn't caught me slipping again. Yeah, it's
it's
crazy.
kind of like when you like I have, you know, you got like a little nephew or like a little one or something, and you're just playing, or your girl, you're just playing with them, like high tap, 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 tap,
Yeah.
high. They pay, yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Follow Mike TV, love from the UK. Guys, follow Mike TV. He's a pro boxer. He's 10-0 out of the UK. He's getting ready for his 11th pro fight. You wouldn't believe it. I'm being restricted and questioned by Bet365 about if I have a gambling addiction, and I've actually been losing for weeks. Interesting, man. Maybe
Hey, I'm gonna follow Mike.
yeah, yeah. Follow
What's
Mike.
his name?
Tyler, I think his box rec is Tyler Christopher. Let me double
Tyler
check.
Christopher.
Let me check. Tyler Christopher. I'm pretty sure Mike is his middle name.
Oh yeah, that's dope. I'm definitely follow Mike, man. Support Mike. We got a boxer in the chat for sure. I
Yeah.
remember you saying that
We have a
about
oh
somebody.
yeah,
I just
we have a few. We have a few. We have there's also Kane. Kane's getting ready for the Australian amateurs. He's 18. He used to be real active on the chat, but the last 8 weeks he's getting ready for the I think the Australasian amateur fights. But yeah, I mean, we got Yenli Hernandez's coach. Coach Bermudez is in our Discord. So but guys, we're approaching an hour. High interest. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I'm gonna stay on for about 5 more minutes for
yo.
everybody. High interest.
Hey, I'm sorry,
I-
Johnny, brother. My son calling me on the phone, man.
I'm gonna have to wrap it up anyway, man. I'll contact you in the Discord. All right.
Okay, absolutely.
Thanks for
Peace,
your
brother.
time, brother.
Yes,
Yep,
sir.
appreciate you.
Piece of the chat.
Guys, I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. And Brawler, Joe Johnny, we need that boxing schedule put up in the Discord. Should two boxing fan had a dabble on round robin? Okay. So I'll start doing that too then. I used to do this on my YouTube channel before the Discord. I would put the boxing schedule up. So it's a good shout, Brawler. I'll put that in my notes. So I'll start sharing that like I used to do. Because we got fights in 2 days, guys. We have fights that are going down on Wednesday night here in Australia. And I think it's Tuesday night in America. Melvin Jerusalem. Melvin Jerusalem, big favorite against Coos. And then there's fights on Friday as well. So I'll put the schedule up. Havelock, what time is it? What's up? And before you sign out, yeah, I'm gonna stay on for about 5 minutes. That was High Interest, who I was live with. Great value. He's in our Discord. Last week I brought High Interest and Boxing Fan onto the chat. They were discussing round robin betting, and it's just another angle or another sort of like betting approach that I have no idea. Boxing Fan can tell me for 2 hours round robin betting, but I still don't get it. I still don't understand. But let's check the schedule out real quick together then. Upcoming, I'll put this on the screen, guys, just so upcoming boxing schedule. I'll usually do box.live. Okay. Let's have a look to see what we got. These pop-ups are insane. I'm like that old neighbor. I'm like that old man who sits on the front porch waiting for like little neighborhood kids to step on my lawn, and I'm just gonna start talking shit. That's how I am with pop-up ads. Get off my lawn! All right, here we go. So Melvin Jerusalem, this goes down. If you guys are in Australia, Bet365 and Sportsbet has this featured. I'm gonna do film study. This is an interesting matchup. These are small guys. This is minimum weight, so this is the smallest you're gonna get. It's gonna be broadcasted. So it's 11 p.m. Wednesday night in Sydney. I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I go to bed at like 8 p.m. during the week. I'm an old head. I get up at 4:45 a.m. though, so I'm usually in bed at 8 by 8 by 8 p.m. Sorry Jerusalem, I ain't staying up to watch this, but I will break this down. I'll give you my prediction. It's a world title fight. Come on, guys. We have midweek world title fights. That's awesome. And right off jump, already with these smaller weight classes, dude, if you guys have betting apps that could get you like punch props, total punch output, that sort of thing, this is going to be all action, front foot. This is going to be an exciting fight. Even the fights in Kyrgyzstan were exciting. So we'll see if I don't know if this is going to be on DAZN. And there's also fights on Friday. We'll pull up. Buatsi. Is this going down? Wow. I didn't know Buatsi was fighting. I thought this was on the weekend. So Tatarin, Jerusalem, Spencer Mayer. This is a midweek card. These pop-ups are absolutely insane. So this is a midweek card. Spencer versus Mayer. I have a level 2 membership VIP that I got to put this video out today because we have 3 different levels of our Johnny Says Boxing VIP memberships. All 3 levels get you into the Discord. The second level gets you 1 video a month featured that I break down, predict, and analyze. And this is a members video, Spencer versus Meyer. I'm uploading this today, guys. Sergey Lipnitz is on this fight card. He's actually a big underdog. Um, Sergey at one time was the only world champion on Jaron Ennis's resume. So I think when I looked at the odds, Lipnitz might be a 5-1 dog against Birslanov. Let's check that out. But to put a sort of exclamation point on your question, Brawler, I will be putting the schedule up. Uh, Guys, I got to wrap this up in about a minute because I got to go run. I'm literally doing a 5K with my girl, so I have to be out of here shortly. Sergey Lipnitz versus Birslanov. Here we go. Yeah, huge fit, huge dog. And Lipnitz, I'm not, Lipnitz is kind of long in the tooth. I'm not saying I'm taking him as the dog. I'm just saying, the longer you guys are on my channel, I like highlighting upcoming fights. Kind of put an asterisk. Do your film study. Have a look at Birslanov. Kind of remind yourself about Lipnitz's fight style. Are people overlooking him? Guys, 4 weeks in a row we've hit underdogs. Um, it's one of those things that I take pride in is, not picking underdogs. And I'll say this before I get out of here. One of the things I really enjoy about our sport and breaking takedown isn't picking underdogs based on odds. It's I feel maybe not every week, maybe not every week. I don't want to shade the odds makers like that, but at least a couple times a month, guys, we open the book up at the beginning of the week and we see where the bookmakers have it wrong. And these are, moving forward as I get more educated in the betting strategy and getting more comfortable in betting heavier wages on one fight. This is where I think the value is figuring out where the odds makers have it wrong and going heavy on it. And we've seen this time and time again. This past weekend, Kameda, 100 on Kameda got us our money back plus 185. He was almost a 2-1 dog against Casemiro. A couple weeks prior, we had the fight in the UK with he was a $3.75 underdog in Bilal Fawaz. And, I broke that fight down. I said that the odds makers have this wrong, and we hit big on that. So I'm not saying Lipnitz is going to beat Birslanov. I'm just saying have a look at it. Same reason I pulled up Tiger versus Nick Flas, even though that fight's in 2 weeks. So, guys, with that being said, stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to be uploading Michaela Mayer's breakdown today. I'm going to be going live one more time today it's 7:30 a.m. You'll be seeing my big head again in about 5 hours. Until the next one.